In tutorial question 1e, you are now given the following inequality. X over 2 minus 1 is strictly less than 3x minus 4 over 3, which is less or equals to 2x divided by 3 minus 1. Take note that this is actually a pair of simultaneous inequalities written in one single inequality. Now to solve this, take note that the two inequalities involved are x over 2 minus 1 is strictly smaller than 3x minus 4 over 3, which we will label as inequality 1, as well as the inequality 3x minus 4 over 3 is less or equals to 2x over 3 minus 1, which we will label as inequality 2. So, to solve this inequality will be identical to solving inequality 1 and solving inequality 2. Take note that the conjunction word here used is and, because we need to solve both inequalities at the same time. To start solving this inequality, we will solve each of the inequalities 1 and 2 separately. So let us first look at 1. Take note that in inequality 1, this is actually just a linear inequality which can be solved very easily by hand. Solving the first inequality will give us x to be greater than 2/3. Now we proceed on to solve the second inequality, inequality number 2. Solving this inequality will give us x to be less or equals to 1. Now when we have solved both inequalities 1 and 2, we will now draw the number line to solve for the inequalities simultaneously. Label the critical values 2/3 and 1 on the number line, and represent each of the inequalities on a single horizontal line on its own. So for example, in inequality 1, the solution is x greater than 2/3. So we'll represent it with a line as follows. Since 2/3 is excluded, we will label the endpoint at 2/3 with a circle. Now for the second inequality, we will draw it on a separate horizontal line. In this case, the endpoint 1 is included, so we will label this endpoint here with a black dot. Now since we are now taking intersection, we should be looking at the intervals on the x-axis for which we see both inequality 1 and inequality 2 represented by each of the horizontal lines as shown on the number line diagram, which would be here. Hence the final solution should be 2/3 is strictly smaller than x, and x must be less or equals to 1.